Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching the Premier League, which is sponsored by Twitch TV, hosted by Ange, and of course brought to you guys by DotaCommentatorS.com. I am Luminous from DC, and joining me alongside is Purge from GhostGamer.net. Today we're casting DD versus WE. This is Game 2 of the Best of 2 series, with DD up a 1 game right now. Purge, what's up, guy?
Not too much. Excited to see how this goes. I feel a little bad for WE right now, having to deal with some unfortunate lag issues, but that's how the tournament was set up. Guaranteed US West host there for DD, so they're going to be playing with a little bit of delay here. Maybe they'll pick heroes that are a little bit better with less delay. It may impact things, but we'll see if they adjust in such a way.
Maybe not a puck. That's definitely one of the harder hero to play. DD kind of getting everything they want, I think. Anti-Mage on the opening pick, Shadow Shaman, which really goes away really quickly, was picked up second here. But they are giving away a Windrunner and Venomancer. Very decent pick. That Shackle shot, well, you know, sometimes you gotta just be a volume shooter. You throw out a lot of Shackle and you're gonna latch a couple. And commentators like us like, oh, look at that! Pro Shackle!
Yeah, he totally did that on purpose and latched two heroes to each other.
Yeah.
Which isn't always the case. But Darkseer's going to be the last pick for DD here. And just to cover the bans really quick. Invoker, Nature's Prophet, Chen, and a Night Stalker. So the nasty hero that made it through was that Anti-Mage, and DD also got the Shadow Shaman.
And the
Darkseer.
Darkseer.
So I'm sure they're really happy. And the Darkseer, which is arguably a very top hero as well. It kind of depends on the teams playing it. Some teams just ignore the Darkseer. Other teams wait till second round, but DD does get him in their lineup here.
Right, Darkseer has such been a trending hero. Once you pick up Axe Stick, which he doesn't really have too difficult time because he's a great farmer. Could duck into a jungle if necessary. Could wipe off a creep wave in just a matter of seconds. So he farms up his Acceptor so quickly. But once he gets to that Acceptor, this game's pretty much over. Because I don't see anything coming from the WE that could deal with the Wild Replica and also an Anti-Mage that could run in and out and create illusions under that wall.
Yeah, it's definitely very, very nice. And the last pick from WE is going to be a Tidehunter here, which is going to give them a lot of nice team fight. That AoE is so great. His ultimate, one of the best ultimates in the game for sure. The only downside is, of course, if there's multiple team fights between that ultimate period, he ends up being not as useful as an Earthshaker. So we'll see how well he can be used for ganks. But second round bans, Enigma out of WE, fearing more team fight AoE, and DD's going to ban out a Broodmother as well as a Faceless Void, which is generally the most straightforward counter to Anti-Mage in the metagame currently. That still has lots of teamfight presence.
Yep. I wonder if WE is going to pick into any carries or maybe they're going to try to outpush a DD. I think pushing lineups require less micro. That's such an overarching generalized statement. They're going to after this we're going to go into Huskar.
That's awesome. Huskar does have a crap load of physical damage,
there
so
you go.
It's possible.
And it don't matter if you're lag because you jump in and everyone dies, including yourself. So let the auto attack do its own work.
Exactly. 3 button presses to get an ultra kill.
There you go.
F left click and then turn on Burning Spears and just take your hands off the keyboard and hopefully win the team fight.
There's gonna be just one huge lag spike and then after it's like ultra kill.
Yeah, it's possible. You never really know. I would like to see Huskar maybe get a Black King bar in this game semi-early. We'll see what else he gets. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he'll rely on his passive to do most of his damage, or maybe he'll go an Armlet. It's kind of hard to say, but I'm actually really happy that WE is going for an unconventional pick here, because they already know, well, we're already up against a wall with a lot of lag problems, so maybe we should just do something kind of weird, have a good time, and see how it works out.
Yep.
At least that's what I'm hoping as an observer.
I wonder if they're going to pick up Dazzle as their last support. A couple weeks back, I definitely seen WE been kind of constantly having Dazzle as a stable pick in their lineup, and that fits perfectly with the Huskar. But they do have Tidehunter and Venomancer. Those two are generally the support that you want, so maybe not. We'll see.
Well, they could solo a Dazzle. I've seen that before.
Oh,
deny! Steal it. I don't know if they were expecting. They're probably saying they're probably going to pick Dazzle. Do we really want to grab Dazzle so that they don't get it? And I think that's what they did there.
Because I definitely don't think DD needs a Dazzle.
It's not like they really have a minus armor lineup or anything like that. I don't know.
Nor do they really need Grave or anything of that sort. Weave is going to be good overall. So
yeah. Kind of a weird pickup from DD for sure, but like we said, it's a Dazzle on the Dire team would have fit pretty nicely, because then Huskar could have just dove on Lich, dive on Shadow Shaman before they get any kind of escape maneuver. Luckily, they do have a Darkseer who's going to be very good at getting allies away from Huskar, but I'm expecting one of those heroes at least to rush a really fast 4-step.
To be honest, I feel like Puck would be a great pick in this lineup, but again, the issues of lag and whatever else, so WE have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Who are they going to go for, man? Could be a solo
I
hero.
think Lion would be a great choice here, to be honest. Very squishy heroes on the outside. Hex is going to be
Yeah.
really good against Anti-Mage. Also, you're lacking a couple stuns. Ravage is only your true nuke, a true stun, and well, Shackle Shot could be a stun as well. But those stuff, you can't really. One's really unreliable. One you can't really spam. So, I think picking up Lion here with dual nukes, dual stuns,
What about Carry Venge? Mid lane with a Venom?
and Viper is going to be the.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
4 slowers against Surge. I cannot say I endorse that message or those picks.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Surge is very good against any slow ability. And I think the most fun I've ever had playing Darkseer was against the lineup where, in a pub game, of course, where all they had was slow. So it was pretty much invulnerable. Kind of a good time.
Okay.
But I don't know. I mean, they're going to still have a lot of damage coming out of this. I mean, as long as they can kill one of those heroes, you know, they don't have any stuns really. Other than that, like you said, other than the Shackle Shot and the Tidal ulti. So it's not like they can likely burst down a Darkseer before you get a Surge off. So I don't know. We'll see how this goes for them. I think they're going to have to take really, really early laning win because, I mean, Huskar is really not that bad at laning early on. He has a lot more damage potential than a typical carry. And Viper's kind of the same boat, but in the 30-minute plus mark, they start to taper off. Unlike an anti-mage who's just going to get stronger with time.
You know, WE has one of the strongest early game lineup there is. All of these guys are great laners. All of these guys are great roamers and gankers as well. So I think the plan is to just like give it 20 minutes and see where this game goes. If it doesn't go well, GG are out early maybe. With all the lag and frustration involved. YYJ is going to be playing that Windrunner QQQ on the Venomancer. QQQ played solo mid last game, so I think he's going to be support as we see ROC picking up that Stout Shield, might be going mid with that Viper. PCT going to be playing the Huskar, and then we have B-Kid playing that TIE Hunter.
And for the Radiant team, DD Christopher is going to be playing the Lich. In the mid lane, looks like we have the roster being played by Dive, It's All Good, playing the Shadow Shaman. Angel is on the Darkseer. Roaming towards the bot, Rune is going to be Mania. He's going to be playing the Dazzle this game. And finally, their last player is Link, their main hard carry player. He's going to be playing Anti-Mage.
Yep. For people that are just joining and did not catch their names from last game, Lich is going to be Rice. And I believe Dive, it is Migo. So. I did have a chance to pub with PCT on US West server. And what literally happened was he told me he pressed ulti in, shift curry a heal, and got ultra kill.
Sweet.
I was not kidding when I said like you could just auto your way to an ultra kill, and that's, well, we'll see.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. He's gonna the Husker will pick up Burning Spears level 1, going for a double gauntlet. It's always kind of important to point out these initial skill builds on these heroes that don't see much play, because I'm sure there's lots of pub players who are like, oh my god, how do you play Husker really well? Well, it's apparently double gauntlet. We'll see you probably get an urn, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Just to be add that extra nuke in the gank potential. I mean, you already burn a lot of your HP just by ulting, so it can always be a little rough. But it looks like Darkseer's going to the top lane, so he will have Surge once again. And did he send a creep forward? He did use Surge, but I think it was the same one that...
that Lich sacrifice, so they're like...
I was like, where is that creep? And I was like, oh, he must sacrifice it. So a little bit of mistake. That could have gone even better for them, but okay, no big deal.
It is going to be Venomancer mid, so finally we're going to see a farm a Veno on a solo position. He is so underrated as a solo. And we're going to see him put a little bit more points in the Poison Sting, I think, or maybe he's going to go for a very standard war build. That's a very good build as well. Once he hits like 3 or 4, he's going to spam those wards down, and it's literally going to last at every single creep in the lane. And it's just so good.
Yeah, and the bot lane looks like a Windrun farming with a support Viper. Man, they are doing weird stuff. But that's a double range, and that's a lot of lane presence. Viper is a very strong laning hero, and Link is already at about half HP on his anti-mage. He has popped 1 tango. I mean, once again, they will have heals coming out of the Dazzle, which is going to help out a little bit here, but Viper is going to be able to do some damage to Mania. Link blinking on in, though, with the Shadow Wave, and now Viper is in a lot of trouble. May end up feeding First Blood here, and he's going to have a blink in about 5 seconds. Viper is going to pop his salve and going to be slightly healed. He's going to need a blink in 2 hits before he can end up... Nice shackle shot. That's going to save Viper, I think. And another hit going on the anti-mage. He will blink away there. Another heal coming from the Dazzle. So, a little surprised about that. I didn't expect Viper to take so much damage this early, but his armor level is low.
Yep, his armor level is low. The weave does massive amount of damage. Mania in a little bit of trouble. It's going to tangle to the south. Shackle Shot's going to latch. Can they do enough damage? Not going to be enough. Here comes a Link once again, but they're going to get the kill. Look at that wave damage. Jesus.
Wow. That was really high. There were actually a couple of creeps in there. I think that's why I did so much. And that does do physical damage, I believe. It's not a magic damage nuke. So, big damage going on Viper. And also, this dual lane's really not working out nearly as well as I thought it was going to.
Yeah, I do believe Viper is on the carry and Windrunner is on the support. Not really working out the best so far, though, giving the first blood to, I think, Mania pick it up. But look at the top lane here as we have quite a bit harassed. Angel comes in with the Iron Shell and is going to try to take a couple of creeps, and I think they were quite successful in doing so.
And Venomancer doing some decent poison damage on the mid lane, but he's looking like he's going to be maxing out Plague Ward first, considering that it's one of each skill, and that's going to allow him to push this lane if Rasta ever happens to leave it, so that's going to be a little rough for him. Viper now picking up level 2, see he's going to go for a Nether Toxin level. I'd almost argue, man, an early Corrosive Skin can really make a big difference when you're taking a lot of harass, because every time that somebody hits you, you're dealing out like 30 damage or something. Yeah, 30 damage spent back every time that you take an early level hit. So, I don't know, but it's up to him. I think that might be a better adjustment in this dual lane build, at least.
Yeah, I've never really seen Nether Toxin taken too many early, as we see Haste Rune being picked up on the Venomancer. He's looking for a kill, pinging for purple. Surge immediately casts it, but he's still very, very far from his tower. No, he sees the Surge, and Venom's going to back off from that. I think the very standard build is to take Orb at maybe 1 and 3, or maybe 2 and 3, depending if you want your other passive at level 1. And then you take your Nether Toxin, or excuse me, you take Corrosive Skin if you feel like you need a defensive capability at level 4. But mostly I just see them as go back and forth between Poison Attack and Nether Toxin.
Yeah, that's definitely possible. At least you get the Poison Attack to level 3, because then you have a 0-second cooldown on that orb, which means you're going to guarantee get all that slow up there, which is the main thing that you're going to be concerned about. But I think maybe getting an early Corrosive Skin might help out. It does lower their movement speed and stuff, generally makes you survivable in these long chasing kind of engagements. But Anti-Mage is going to get a heal up by a Salve, Dazzle just sitting on a Sobi Mask, but he does have full mana, and he's actually just going to max out Shadow Wave here with 1 Grave level. He's going complete Babysit, not going to be concerned about Poison Touch, which is an ability that you generally need at least 2 levels in before it actually starts accomplishing much at all.
Yeah, even though they got a kill earlier, I don't think they should try for more kills, because Viper, as he gets more level, he's so dangerous as a kiter. He could orb walk the hell out of you, and then teammate should not waste his long cooldown of blink to go engage, because, well, he is up against Viper and Hero with Windrun, so really don't want to mess with that, as he's going to blink out to safety. I mean, on the top lane, your Huskar is going for a very non-standard build. Generally, you use double off between Burning Spears and your passive Berserker Blood. You max Berserker Blood by 7, you keep a Burning Spear at 2, you don't level up anymore, and then you go back to Vitality, Inner Vitality. But now he's picking an early point of Inner Vitality, feeling that he needs a little bit of healing. Interesting here.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's going to allow him more dive possibilities here. He does have his boots finished with his magic stick, so once he hits level 6, it's going to be very dangerous for the Lich, because the Lich is not going to have, well, Frost Armor wouldn't do much, obviously, but, you know, he's not going to have his ulti, so his burst damage will be very low, and Huskar will be able to take an early kill, so I like the fact that he is picking up just 1 level of that Inner Vitality, just in case, you know, a couple extra HP points is going to help out when he ends up diving.
Yep. And for the people wondering that why don't you max or take more points into the Inner Vitality when you're in lane instead of Berserker Blood, it's because you don't really have the mana pool to really support multiple casts of that Inner Vitality. So generally the passive damage, which is quite a bit for Berserker Blood, you want to max that skill. Yeah, it's his bread and butter skill. So Mania might be in a little bit of trouble as he's seen by the Viper. Looks like on the bot lane it's just a lot of trading in terms of farm. So let's see how we're doing in that lane here. Link's got 13, Windrunner's got 12 and 7. Look at the amount of denies here, and Viper's got 3 and 5. So if the first blood did not go to the DD squad, this would be a huge victory for the WE guys. And again, they're playing with 300 to 400 ping, so this is really a true testament of how well they lasted and how well they lane control, despite being in way worse ping than the DD guys.
And Anti-Mage's going to take 4 hits there from the dual range lane. Armenia's going to help out a little bit as well, but he's actually going to take some slow. He is not eating those hits very gracefully. And Windrunner does have a salve left over. Picking up 2 levels of Shackle Shot, not making Power Shot first. I think it's very, very smart. The disables are going to mean way more than the nukes will when you're in this dual lane situation with the double range here. So I really like that skill build coming out of the Windrunner.
I was watching a lot of Chinese Dota 1 game lately, and they always have a very strange Windrunner build. They have they actually take their first point into Shackle Shot at level 6. And that completely blew my mind. I still don't really know why, but that's definitely not the skill build that we see in this game, so I don't really have to worry too much about that. Venomancer picks an Invis Rune, and he's roaming mid.
Huskar has accomplished his task, man, hitting level 6, destroying the Lich, and this is going to be rinse repeat for a while here. He doesn't have much regen, still once again sitting on a single salve, but this actually kind of works out in his favor, because while he's low in HP, he's getting an extra 36 damage and 54% attack speed. He can actually drop towers early in the game like this if you leave his HP low and nobody's in the lane. So we'll see if that ends up happening. Darkseer's still in the bot lane looking for a kill. He's level 5 with a Soul Ring, probably going to pop an Iron Shell on the anti-mage. He's going to be running on in, going straight for the Viper, and there's the heal, and he is taking damage to the Vacuum as well, going to guarantee that kill there. So very nice gank there. It's really remarkable how good Vacuum is at scoring kills like that.
YYJ going for the kill here against Angel. Angel's going to surge away, and that just show the power of the Shadow Wave as well. Bouncing on 2 targets, that's 200 physical damage against that Viper. Viper's HP just dropped when that happened. Now YYJ still in lane, and I was surprised. I thought Viper was going to be on the farming row, but it seems like Winner is, so sorry for doubting you earlier. And
yeah, he was getting some of those last hits. It was pretty unusual, but that's what he's going for. You know, at the very least, he will be able to drop ultis on some heroes in the team fight. I mean, once again, there is going to be Surge, but there's going to be lots of heroes that want to get Surged, you know? If Viper can ulti one guy, Huskar can ulti another, and then Darkseer has to choose, who do I want to live right now? Assuming that it'll be a fairly even farm situation.
On the top lane here, PCD completely dominating that one. And of course, whoever's on his lane will realize that the tower does not protect you at all from what Huskar is able to do. And Huskar is kind of just free farming on this top lane. I think this Huskar basket is really paying off. You can see his damage is through the roof. He is maxing Berserker Blood by 7. And he's just going to rail on tower unless you send someone there. But if you do, good luck.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to need at least a stunner, and that's generally the best way to shut down Huskar. It's just lots and lots of stuns and a couple magic nukes. It really is easy to shut them down in that sense. So they do have Shadow Shaman for that, which is going to be great. Hex and Shackle are going to work quite good, but once he gets that Black King bar up, the only thing he's going to have to worry about is probably maybe a Shadow Wave from Dazzle and Anti-Mage if he's pretty farmed. So not really a lot of other disables. So I think Huskar might actually be a really good pickup in this game. I'm excited to see how well he performs here with this free farm.
Looks like they might be making a dive as Tidehunter comes around. Is Lich level 6? That's a question. No, he is not. B-Kid, little bit trouble. There is a Nova Blast, and here comes a Blink. Can we have a Shackle Shot from YYJ? It is going to latch to a tree, but I think it's time to retreat as we see Rise coming in from the side. Salve up here from B-Kid. He's going to be fine now. A little bit of Orb Walking from RC. He's got to be very careful. Here comes a Shadow Wave, I think. Nope. Everyone very low in HP, and WE still surviving this. Look at the Windrunner just doing the harass, and the Orb Walking ability of Viper, do not underestimate. He salves up, and if Lich and the Dazzle are ever out of position, they don't have enough sufficient stuns or slow to keep these guys back. They gotta be very, very careful.
And I'm happy to point out Viper has 1 level of Corrosive Skin. Hell yes, at level 5.
Yep.
Yes. Okay, and Huskar back on the top lane, popping the Inner Vitality. He's actually going to ulti on the Darkseer, but wow, his Surge levels. The Burning Spears isn't going to get the kill. No, the Spears are only doing 4 damage a hit there. Almost scoring a kill there, but the Surge was leveled up twice here. I like this build adjustment by Darkseer. Almost always we see Darkseers play the early game with just a single level of Surge, and that possibly saved him getting an extra 1.5 seconds of max movement speed as Huskar dove on him.
Very interesting that the Huskar chose the Morbid Mask instead of the Helm. Helm gives you, I think, 5 armor, or was it 3 armor, and of course a 5 HP regeneration, or 3 HP. I always get the number flipped. It's 5 armor and 3 HP.
It's good for passive. But, I mean, if you think about it, you could argue that, you know, lifesteal is really bad in the early game, which is true.
Right.
But
and Burning Spear
doesn't do normal amount of damage in the early game. Once he gets low HP, he's hitting for, like, 150 or something like that, you know, and attacking really fast.
And he's only got 1 point at Burning Spear, so it's not exactly a heavy loss. And I guess it's safe to say that even though he's in lane, he's not really sort of laney anymore. He's looking for a tower push, he's looking for kills at this point, so having lifesteal would keep his HP up, which, again, that's really interesting. Like, do you really want lifesteal to keep your HP up? So it's just...
Yeah. It's definitely a little interesting. He's going to be picking up his Helm with Dominator in a second here. I would love to see him go Helm Black King bar, I guess. His damage won't be amazing. Maybe go for an AC after that. It's kind of hard to say, but the tower is getting low. He's probably just going to auto-attack it here. As the tower does more damage, he's going to be hitting harder and harder.
Yeah.
And the rest of the Radiant heroes, nobody is around, and he's going to commit to this. Is he going to get the last hit? Yes, he will. And there's the tower kill. Solo Huskar, man, gets free farm and takes towers from you.
I don't know, this just means that DD is making a strategical commitment to say, okay, we're going to give you farm on the top lane, but we're going to get something exchanged on the other lanes. And the question is, are they getting that? Are they dominating the bottom lane? They got a kill or two, but is it worth giving free farm away and a tower to... And here comes a Lich, hasted, or Surge, sorry. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too sure whether this is the best strategical move here from DD.
Yeah, I would agree. I think the Viper and the Windrunner have been playing very smart. There's been a lot of close calls, I think. And some of those, if they would have gotten those kills, if DD would have gotten those kills, it would have been much different. But now they're kind of doing this weird tri-lane thing, which is actually pretty strong here. Tidehunter's not level 6 yet, but Viper is going to be laying down the 30% attack slow on anybody that comes up. And Windrunner is going to be looking for those really long duration shackle shots. And she has phase boots as well, picking up the buckler, and that's going to give some more armor to their team and help them stay alive. against that anti-mage.
Back in the mid lane here, QQQ dominating lane. He's dropping that wards down whenever it comes off cooldown, and that is constantly keeping the lane push. Rasa is the one generally pushing the lane. Unfortunately, he is not able to get any runes. As you can see, Venomancer's carrying the rune control because he's out pushing the Rasa at this point. And of course, Huskar says, okay, no one in my lane, keep on pushing. And I do believe Venomancer is going on the top lane as well. And yeah, he's going to join the push and maybe even bring down a tier 2 tower. As you can see, the tier 2 has lost about 400 HP.
Yeah, I would love to see them take this tier 2 tower if possible. Looks like Anti-Mage and Dazzle and Lich are all changing lanes or something here. And if you look at it, Anti-Mage really doesn't have much farm at all. 12 minutes in the game and all he has is a Ring of Health, Poor Man's, and a Boots. He does have 700 gold bank, but this is not as high as we normally see out of Anti-Mage farm. And they literally just shut this down by using a Viper Windrunner.
Viper?
Really weird stuff. Like, did anybody expect that to be the solution to anti-mage in a dual lane? Not me.
It is now. Again, W playing this with hella lag. I wonder how this would be if it's, you know, even pings. But right now, W having some control in this game. They're getting the pressure up. And as soon as these guys leave the lane, well, Viper and Windrun's going to adjust and start putting pressure on that bot tower. Of course, Venomancer putting quite a bit of pressure in the mid lane as well. He's level 9, got Arcane Boots and a Vit Booster. So his utility row is going to be very, very high.
Yeah, I would love to see him get a really fast pipe at this point. If they do have the Chain Frost, of course, so having that up is going to make a difference. And even it will help out against the Wall of Replica. I mean, Wall of Replica is primarily the illusion damage, but you will take a little bit there as you run through. And it looks like he's going to get picked off. He does get disabled. He does have the Vitality Booster, but it's not going to make the difference. Tide will ult here. This is getting a kill on the Rasta. Nice support TP. And Huskar comes through as well, gets a double kill, or at least a kill and an assist there. Nice pickup there for WE.
Great TP from WE, and I do believe DD overestimate how quickly they could kill the Venomancer. He had a Vid Booster, and that made all the difference, dropping that ultimate. And I think he might even drop the Gale. Yes, he did, and that was it. You know, double kill going in. They only lost the Lich, which is not Lich and the Rasta, which is not the biggest loss. But unfortunately, they gave the kill to Huskar, which is not the person you want to give early kills to.
And he has 2k gold right now. Treads with a single magic stick. He's got that Helm of the Dominator. I don't see any creeps in position for creep stack. And there's a Shackle now. He's going to be taking damage. A lot of damage. A couple more hits. Will it be
Jump
enough?
him! Oh.
And the power shot will score him the kill. He's still healing up now. Rasta comes in. There's the ulti and Rasta. Now Rasta's in a lot of trouble. He does get the Shackle off. Not even going to score on Tidehunter. And Tidehunter's going to make out with 19 HP as Huskar dives again and gets another kill. WE is rocking this game right now. They're going to take the mid tower after this. And that's the power of Huskar, man.
What is going on right now? Because this Huskar, they be mad with lag. H3 said it, like Huskar is moonwalking Michael Jackson status. I believe I could fly as he jumps on all these supports. And he's getting kills. Meanwhile, WE defending their top tower with Venomancer. This is going to be a hilarious game. PCD says, Roshan, you're next, man. I want to kill stuff.
Yeah, and that's another advantage of getting that Helm of the Dominator. He is healing up from this Vitality Booster. Is he going to pick up a Reaver?
Yes,
he
is. Yes.
He's going for the tank. Is he going to get a Satanic is the real question.
Of course he is.
Is he going to go Satanic or Heart?
Yeah,
I think Satanic would be pretty badass, to be honest. Once again, they don't have a lot of stuns. So if he isn't stunned, he's going to be attacking and life-stealing like crazy. So we might see some really, really epic team fights. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
I might really nerd out on this one. But
I am nerd out as well. 4k goal lead from WE. They're only leading by 3 kills. So that is just in superior farm, the 3 towers, and of course the Roshan is picked up. We are a rebuttal coming from the mid lane with the Mass Serpent Ward, but Huskar in position. That means all those wards are just free farm here for Huskar. One hit. Yeah, he's one-hitting these wards. 30 gold, 20 gold, 30 gold. He's like, damn. Fund my Satanic.
He's only at 30% HP missing. He's hitting for 160 here, despite having a lot of general utility items. Looks like a gank going on the Venomancer. He's going to get picked off again. He does have a cloak, but he's going to get sheeped here, and that's a guaranteed kill. So, unfortunately for WE, the Venomancer hasn't been doing as well as he could be, but, you know, he's already got a lot of really good items. Vitality Booster, Arcane, and the cloak on there. Despite him getting picked off like that while he's trying to do solo pushing, it's not a huge loss because the really important heroes is pretty much the Huskar. Tide has decent farm. He's also got an Arcane Boots.
He's level
very farm.
9. That's the key thing.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Windrunner has a mech with the phase also. Like, the rest of the heroes are doing really well on their farm.
Right. Now, we gotta keep in mind that we are leaving the laning stage, and that's what WE's heroes excel in. They lane beautifully, and of course they pull themselves in this big lead because of that. Now, as we're going into the team fight stage, the Lich Chain Frost, the Vacuum, the Weave, those are the stuff that's gonna kick in. The Surge is gonna be really good against this lineup. So the question is whether WE will have that level advantage, the goal advantage, to pull themselves even ahead during this the stage of the game, arguably that they are weaker in.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be hard to say. Surprised in skill build on Darkseer, he actually maxed out his Surge completely.
Good choice.
I don't know if I...
No,
I
think it's a great choice because the duration increase, the cooldown decreases. I believe, yeah, the cooldown is so important, especially when you have... Like, you're basically the team's doctor. You got to keep everyone alive, and having lower cooldown and high duration is exactly what you need.
Okay, yeah, I would agree with that now that you mention it. The cooldown is probably the better part. I think that, you only need a couple seconds of Surge to get away from a Huskar, but to be allowed to cast that multiple times in a team fight could make the difference. So, in that sense, it's good. But he will be, unfortunately, not having as good of a vacuum here. They're going to dive on him, but they won't get it disable off once again. Their main problem. If they had any kind of stun there, he wouldn't have been moving. He's going to pop up his heal, though. Huskar is going to be healing up 66 HP per second. He's going to stop taking some tower damage so he can heal up a little bit. And I think they're just going to back off from this as the Dire team, or the Radiant team, pushes bot. But they're going to catch Dazzle trying to TP out there. And he looks to be in a lot of trouble. There's the Gush. And that's going to be a guaranteed kill on him.
Yep, he's going to grave himself and try to stay as live long as possible. Mania, unfortunately, hitting heroes. She'd be going for last hits on creeps, man. That is the time, because guess what? You're dead anyways. We got Invis Room on PCT's half HP, and he is hitting for 200 damage per hit. Link might be in a very rude awakening. He should be going behind Link and start hitting them there and force him to blink and then use his jump to really follow up. Let's see what he's going to be doing. Link sensed something's up and he's going to back off. Of course, he had the ward up here, so he know that the Invis Room was picked up. So PCT is going to go on back on farming.
Yeah, and look at Anti-Mage's farm so far. Just a Perseverance. He's got enough for his Claymore, but still about 1,100 away from his Broadsword. They're going to find a Lich in the jungle, though, and Winner is going to get an easy Shackle shot here.
Wow!
Oh my gosh, Tide Ravaged, unfortunately. I'm going to blame delay on that one.
Yeah, I'm gonna. There was no lead, as there was literally a forest behind that Lich, and he was gonna get the Shackle shot off for sure. But they don't care. They're getting the kills. Unfortunately, that means they cannot really engage as aggressively as they would have liked to in the next team fight without the Ravage. But they're paying for the mid lane as they're trying to get that push going on. We'll see if they're gonna do it.
And W still has all of their towers up here, despite not really having any pushing heroes other than Venomancer. I would not characterize any of these other guys much as pushing, but Huskar on the top lane, he has spent his gold. But is it a satanic recipe? It is. No, it's a Heart of Trust recipe. He's going straight for the heart instead. Just going to sit on his helm with the Dominator. And this is smart for the fact that just boosting up your HP a lot as Huskar is going to make a big difference. Because you do lose quite a bit from using the life break. And at that point, you become squishy. So after you use your ulti, that's really when you have to worry about dying. And by getting that heart, his HP is going to be so high that the damage or the HP reduction is still going to keep him in dangerous ranges.
Earlier, I like how you said that Venomancer is the only pusher on the Dire squad. I'm going to disagree with you on that. I believe Huskar is one of the best pusher in game. Come on, you got to agree with me there.
Well, yeah. I mean, I meant like, I wouldn't look at all the heroes in the game and be like, you know who's a good pushing hero? Huskar.
Huskar, man. That's it. You know how they order the hero by their role in the hero pick screen? Huskar right under pusher. Here comes a wall illusion and a vacuum. The question is, he's gonna jump right in for the Lich. Lich dumps his Chain Frost, and there's a grave, and that's exactly what they need to do. PCT in a little bit of trouble, and they're gonna walk on Mania. Mania, no more grave for himself. He's gonna get picked off. And the question is, how much damage can these guys do? The wall illusion has ran out. The tower half HP. And I think this is a Rax.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a Rex, guys. Huskar dives in. He had the Aegis. He has tons of HP. Jumps on the Lich. Ate the Chain Frost, which did not bounce. Probably the biggest mistake made in that team fight there by DD. And they're going to take a Rex at 20 minutes here. With a Huskar who's about to get a heart. Viper's going to get a Vanguard. And the rest of the heroes are going to be farmed as hell.
They didn't even have a Ravage in that team
crazy.
Fight.
They're winning this game.
Chinese mad with lags. And they don't play. And meanwhile, of course, Anti-Mage was able to pick off a tower, and that was to Shadow Shaman pick off a lagging kill on the TIE Hunter. I don't think they care. If this is 9-5 goal difference, it's sitting around 6,000. It's kind of climbing back and forth.
But it's a Rax at 20 minutes, man.
It is
That's a big deal.
Minutes, yep. And now the heart is done on heart is done on our Huskar. He still has the Aegis of Immortal, so that's why he wasn't caring at all about that dive. And they're gonna push like 3v5 mid as PCT just moves his way in.
Why don't you compare the HP of Huskar to Anti-Mage right now?
All right, 2,400 and Anti-Mage's got 700. That is well, like
it's a little bit of a difference.
Just a little bit.
It's like the most ridiculous HP difference I've seen in a game. He does have his Battle Fury finish, but he does just now pick up his Power Tread, so he will be attacking faster. But next tower drops, and I think WE's like, you know what, we're pushing this game until you lose all your Raxes. They're not going to give up. They're not going to give Anti-Mage time to profit from that battlefield. All he can do is say, like, alright, I'm going to try counter-pushing some towers to give our team an advantage. And they're going to have to try to defend with 4 heroes. We might even see a defensive wards coming from Shadow Shaman.
But one of the big things that I've neglected to mention so far, X-Scepter is up on Darkseer.
Dang.
That's really, really quick farm. He skipped his Hood, skipped his Vanguard, and there's a ward on a... PCT, is he going to jump right now? Wall, and that wall's going to do so much. There's a jump in right now. He cannot focus, but the Ravage comes right in, and everyone's going to dive. There's a Grave on Mania. Let's see how long that's going to keep him alive. He's dead right now, but he did some good damage with the help of his wave and whatever else, but now PCT low enough HP where he can start doing so much damage, and this tower not long for life.
Wow, Viper gets picked off by Lich. Easy kill there. Here comes the Chain Frost. There's not a lot of heroes around. And the vacuum is well coming through. Tide looks like he's going to die. Huskar is auto-attacking. Is he going to heal? No. He is going to waste his Aegis there. Does get burned down. Anti-Mage going to clean up on the Vengeful Spirit. Windrunner, can get picked off as well. Really, really tough loss there. While the Huskar was dead, Anti-Mage just wreaked havoc. But he will get the tower. Another big advantage.
Is he going to stay? That's the question.
The Dire team.
He's going to stay his ground right now, which is very dangerous. 4 of his teammates still alive, but he realized no one could go. The entire guys are alive on the other end, but they cannot go in against the Huskar. There's a teleportation in. That is going to be the Lich. Uh-oh. He's going to be dead. The question is, how many can he pick off? This is time to go big. Not time to put you out.
It's all going to be about the Shackle. I love what Rasta did here. Just waited till the absolute last second before he dies, and then Shackles to try to get Huskar to command, which is exactly what happened there. Very, very smart play there by the Shadow Shaman.
I think PCT overestimated his own poning ability. I think after the tower, he should have just got out, especially when this entire team dead. And that's going to give Anti-Mage quite a bit of farm between all the kills and the defense and whatever else. He's got a Yasha in addition to that, so this Anti-Mage getting big really, really quick. He's still only holding on to about 900 HP, but if the supporting cast of WE is dead, I don't think Huskar by himself could do that much damage if he's constantly stunned. I think Huskar should be working on a BKB as well. He does have 2,400 gold. And that's going to be well towards his way to that Black King Bard. Roshan's going to be spawning back in just a bit as well, so this is going to control how the flow of the game is going to be going.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Venomancer does pick up his Pipe of Insights, who's at 1,300 HP with a good survivability. Tide as well, going to finish his Hood of Defiance, so himself going to be absolutely fine. And Viper, good old support Viper, picking up a Ring of Health, possibly going for a Hood as himself, just to tank up as much as possible. And it looks like WE's like, you know what? Go to Anti-Mage, you can try to push our racks, good luck. We'll trade you. Because if they pick off this mid-racks, then they just need a tier 2 tower on the bottom, which shouldn't be too hard. And from there, that's Mega Creeps and the game's over. So I think W is looking really good right now, and I love the style of Dota that they're playing right now. It's so different than what we normally see.
I'm getting nerded out. Like, this is just too much. He's going to pick up a Hyperstone. Instead of, it's like, forget magical immunity. We're going to just hit hard and fast.
I think this is pretty smart, though, for the fact that if he does pick up an AC, more pushing power first of all, which is obviously what they're doing. Armor Aura goes to all of your allies, which is a counter against Anti-Mage. They're going to get attack speed as well. But most importantly, he's going to be hard as hell to kill. Once he's at 2,500 HP and he picks up 15 armor from grabbing that AC, Anti-Mage is going to start being like, well, guess I'm not going to be able to kill Huskar by myself.
Well, I don't know, man. I just, like, you get hexed up, you get shackled up. That's a lot of time you're not attacking. I'd rather have the BKB and just kill everything.
But that's the only disables. If he fights with his team, it's not going to be like when he just died, you know?
I guess so, yeah. So maybe if PCT decides to not 1v5, then...
I think the AC is a better choice. If he's 1v5, I would say Black King Bar for sure.
Right, and here we go. They're gonna go on. They're gonna drop the. Yeah, he's gonna drop the ultimate against Link. Shackle shot. It's gonna latch on Link. Link very, very low HP. He is having the ultimate on him as well. He's gonna blink out right now. Chain Frost doing massive amount of damage, but it seems like Rasta's gonna be in huge trouble. TP out from Link. Link dies to poison right here, and same thing. Wow. Rasta's gonna drop as well, and here comes PCT. This might be mid-racks.
He died to poison. That's pretty amazing. I thought he was going to make it out. Oh yeah, he did get graved, and then he got healed, but he blinked away, was going for the teleport, and Grave must have ran out. And all the poison damage coming from Venomancer, that ulti, only one level of poison sting with 1 gale, but it must have done the damage. And they're going to take this Rax now while Anti-Mage and the rest of it. I know we're going to see a buyback from Anti-Mage. He's going to have to come on in here. That's going to delay his Manta, but they need to try to stop this Rax from going down.
I don't know, man. Here comes that OP wall. Look at them. Illusion. This is Chase going the other way. Weave on top of them as well. Anti-Mage doing massive amount of damage. Viper is going to go down. Immediately jump on PCT. Unfortunately, Link's strike out. His armor level very, very high. Shackle shot. Not going to latch. Grave on top of him as well. PCT's going to die. Yeah, they're going to defend this. That wall is just too good right now. Windrun trying to bring himself back in position. Unfortunately, YYJ out of mana this point. He still have Force Staff. Not popping it just yet. Venomancer comes right in. He's going to go for a kill on Link. Is he going to get it? If he gets it, it's going to be huge. Yes, he gets it. Huge play here from YYJ. Lich picks up a double kill, and here comes Venomancer. He's gonna go get for more. Can we get that anchor smash? And Gush? No Gush just yet here, as you see the wall doing so much. Here's a blink in from Migo, and I do believe that QQ will be going down now. Oh, whoa!
Oh, nice. Nice play by Venomancer. He's gonna try to TP out. Is he gonna make it? Is the question. The vacuum is gonna score the kill though. And Darkseer able to get that. I think WE made a mistake. As soon as that wall dropped, they needed to run away.
Yes.
Huskar, of course, does not have AoE damage. He's not going to be able to figure out which one is the real one. So at that point, epic blocking coming from Angel here. It's going to guarantee the Tidehunter kill. They need to take a Rax now. It's getting to be a little dangerous. It's going to be a while till Huskar gets that AC. He can't spend the time farming it because Anti-Mage will farm him. They need to bait the wall and back up, I think.
I think they're fine because Anti-Mage died in a fight. He bought back, and then he died again. Even though we just gave all the kill up to, I think that was like everyone died after that. But the kills went to like Lich. It went to like Rasta, which it don't matter how strong they get. Because Huskar will kill you either way. It only matters how much damage Anti-Mage is going to do. I think that's how the game will come down to.
That is a very good point. He did die. I definitely undersold that portion, but I don't know, I think that wall replica, man, they just can't deal with it. They don't have the AoE to do it.
That thing's too OP, and it looks like they're going to get the Aegis, and I do believe PCT will get it on him without too much issue with this. And I mean, they may be able to kill these guys once. Not too sure whether they can kill PCT twice.
And they are all extremely tanky, that's for sure. We have so many hoods in this game. Pipe on the Venomancer, Hood on the Tidehunter. We have a Hood Vanguard on the Viper. He's going for absolute disable roll to be tanky as possible. Windrunner does have a mech. On Huskar, obviously, he has a heart, so he's pretty tanky as well. But it looks like Anti-Mage pushing on the bot lane a little bit, but Tidehunter and Venomancer are going to defend that. And wow, they're such high levels, man. 13 on Veno, 12 on Tide. They've got to be happy.
Yep, farm across the board, really, really good for the Radiant side. 160 for Darkseer, 165 for Link, and of course 128 for Shadow Shaman. A whole bunch of those creeps are big creeps, which doesn't give too much go. QQQ 125, 146 for our PCT. And then 83 on Windrunner. And here we go. I do believe this is the mid push once again from I was about to say Nirvana in China from WE, and it seems like the DD team's gonna take them out of the base. Chain Frost. Okay.
Wow. That was weird.
There's a Grave and a Surge, and here comes the wall. That's going to do quite a bit of damage. PCT losing HP rapidly. Angel is really shackled up. We're going to have a Ravage. That's a question. PCT losing a lot of HP, which doesn't mean too much because he's going to gain a lot of it back. They're going to use the Ravage already. They got 1 kill on the Dazzle, 1 kill on the Lich. They do not have buyback. Shackle Shot not going to latch, and I believe PCT could just go right into the base and start right-clicking because if you look at his damage right now, it is off the charts.
Yeah, and the important fact of what just happened there, Huskar almost died but did not, and that since he has a heart, he's going to get to full HP in a very short period of time here as he heals up. And he didn't even burn the Aegis either, so I mean, they burned a lot of ultimates there, but they got a double kill. The Wall of Replica was used. It's on cooldown for another 55 seconds.
That's it.
And they're going to be able to take this Rax.
I don't see the Radiant team defending this without the Wall of Replica. And yeah, PCT is going to right-click. Yeah, sometimes I don't like heart on Huskar because he just regens so fast, he just loses RO damage, but at this point he doesn't care. He's gonna right click down this Rax, and that's a second melee Rax.
Yeah, an Anti-Mage looks like they wanted to do an AoE with the Anti-Mage ulti, but he is probably gonna die to poison damage. No, he's gonna get healed by Dazzle, and with the Urn, that's gonna keep him alive, no problem. But they will still take the range Rax as well as the melee. They're gonna swing back to the bot lane, and now the lane is pushing like crazy. Are they gonna be able to defend it? They have some pretty good counter pushers with Darkseer and stuff like that, but I don't know.
Somehow someone had a Cyclone. That was from the Shadow Shaman.
Rasta, yeah.
Yeah, but I guess the Cyclone against Huskar is not the worst choice. Keep him up in the air as long as possible, and then just hope your Anti-Mage could deal with the other 4. All 5 is going to back off for now, and here comes Anti-Mage. He's really going to go. We got to be very careful. Of course, they do have Grave, and he does have secondary blink. There's a wall. This is time to back up. No reason to take this fight because, well, The Rax is done. I do believe QQQ and maybe the TIE Hunter is going to try to suicide. I think they should just suicide and everyone just run. They're going to keep on fighting. They're going to dive on Rasa. Rasa self-cyclones up in the air. Is very low HP. They're going to still get the kill. Wards gets dropped off here. Still 3 guys alive. Chain Frost is going to do so much damage. They can pick off the TIE Hunter. And it looks like PCC is going to stay his ground. He's going to die. Still have the Aegis. And once he comes back, all them illusion waiting for him.
Oh, and they all despawn. He's looking for a target. Is he going to dive on Mania? That Grave is making such a big deal, keeping that anti-mage alive against the Huskar. And they lost the team fight there. They did back up, but they got chased, and that wall of replica really did make a big difference.
That wall of replica is absolutely huge. They got 3 kills, 1 Aegis and 1 TIE, 1 Venomancer. They only lost the Shadow Shaman, which is not the worst trade. Unfortunately, they lost quite a bit of HP on their top tower in their base, as all the buildings have died in that long engagement. I think WE could slow push this one to victory. The score 17-17, goal difference around 5,000. It's been going up and down a little bit, but I think WE is going to regain control. As you see the item progression on the Diary side, Viper is going to get a Vid Booster, Vanguard, Hood, and Strength Trist. They are just going to try to outlast the battle, as everyone's going to just get raw HP. And Huskar, though, he's getting damage.
Yeah, very interesting. He does pick up that Crystallis. Surprisingly that he's not going to finish the AC. I think that's a slight mistake, but he will be able to lifesteal better and have better chances of maybe just bursting down heroes before the Graves end up coming through. Once you do a lot more damage like that, any burst damage makes it harder to play Dazzle as a defensive player. So we'll see if it ends up working out. He's going to hit the anti-mage a little bit harder this way, so I think that's probably what he decided to go for. I think the Crystallis will give him more damage, but the AC obviously giving you a survivability and damage combo.
Yeah, I think AC might be the best choice as well, given the fact that Weave is in question, and that's going to lower your entire team's armor, and having extra armor aura is helpful. But I think maybe the AC will take too long to really build up, and Crystallis is 2,500 insta damage, so maybe that's what he's going for. And it looks like all 5 is clumped up, and they're ready to fight this. Again, that wall of replica is what they need to worry about. I don't think they have an answer for it right now. Well, there's never an answer for that wall of replica.
Yeah, he can just pop his ulti, then they'll all die, right?
Right.
I do like his medallion pickup on the Veno, just to burst down heroes even faster. Primarily for that anti-mage, of course, if he does get shackle shotted or something like that. But, man, it's all going to come down to that wall of replica. We'll see how good the Chain Frost is as well. The last one from the Lich 2 team fights ago was pretty weird, but ended up working out in the last team fight in the jungle. And there's more nukes coming through to clear the creep wave, but a lot of wards up. This wave isn't going anywhere. Anti-Mage is going to be farming on the mid lane. He's keeping an eye on the team fight, I'm sure. And he does have his Manta style, so his contribution will be pretty good here. He's actually level 18, very highly leveled, but his survivability is really not where it typically would be in an anti-mage at this point in the game.
Yep. DD has quite a bit of time. You can see the top equilibrium is pushed very far out, and also the mid is pushed very far out as well. So they could spend a little bit more time defending their bot lane. But eventually, there is going to be a time where the Raxes are going to be in trouble on the top. PCT has a heart, so he could run right in like this and get off a couple pot shot and regen back up to full HP. Yeah, he could do this all day long. As long as he don't get really killed from full HP to death, which I don't see them happening. All 5 is running in. There's a vacuum. They got to be very careful in terms of not getting all walled up. Vacuum does quite a bit of long cooldown. There's a wall being used. I think this is a great time to back off. No need of reason to take this fight. The heal goes on Huskar, and he's going to back off. I think that might have been a huge mistake from Angel right here.
Yeah, definitely. He was expecting the initiation and really almost needed to use the wall as a counter initiation, I think, because they will just easily back off, like we said. It will run out after about 30 seconds, I believe the duration is. 30-second duration. They're going to keep respawning their guys to try to keep the pushback before this wall runs out. But as soon as it drops, we're going to see W come in here and possibly win a team fight.
Yep, that's it. The wall is done. Anti-Mage trying to push down tier 2 tower using that help. Huskar does not care. Bit booster up. There's a defensive wall, and Weave on top of everyone. There's a pipe being popped. And their armor level is what they got to be careful about. Venomancer drops his ult. I think that was a very poor ult as well, hitting 1. And they're going to jump right in for the Lich. Lich gets 4 staff out. Not going to be on. Rabbit comes right in. Look at Link's HP dropping. He's going to blink out just fine. But unfortunately, Mania not as lucky, as he's going to get picked off. And look at Huskar's damage, as he does not care, welcoming the lack of HP that he has right now. Glyph being forced to pop, and a 2 for 1 so far. Angel comes in, gets 3-shotted. Anti-Mage comes in, gets Shackle, can they get off appeal against PCT? Huge nuke against, there's your Shackle, they do kill PCT. Immediate buyback though from our Huskar. Unfortunately, Link is going to get a couple kills.
Yeah, that was a very good defense there. Picking off that Huskar just barely. Good disables coming from the Rosty was not quite able to heal up enough, and there's more disables now going against Viper, who also picks up a Vitality Booster, was hoping to grab a heart himself. He's still alive, regenning up there. Link
so
is
tanky.
pursuing. Yeah, he's so tanky, especially with that corrosive skin. Of course, applying the slow, and is Ross going to guess? No. Jukes him, man, with the power treads. Not too fast, but he does make it out. Huskar looking for kills. Is he just going to dive? No, the entire Radiant team's up. He needs to be patient again.
He's got to be very, very careful. You cannot buy back BOTs in and feel like this. And no, I think they're going for him right now, vacuuming him back. Massive TP coming in. You do believe, well, Rasa's going to come in. If he gets a Hex off, that's going to be, yeah, that's it. We're going to have a Shackle immediately. And he is tanked, but not that tank, as you can see his damage. Uh-oh. I think WE got to be very careful. This game's very interesting to watch.
That was a pretty big mistake.
Yeah, that was a pretty big mistake. But 2 more towers going to mid lane. That's Fortress.
Oh, dang. That's a big deal. Once those towers are down, now any creep that comes is just going to clear it now. Link will be able to do that AoE, the vacuum. So good for there for Battle Fury, but you know, they're still very much uphill. The constant pressure coming onto DD. They do have the higher hard carry, but and Huskar wasting buyback money and Boots to Travel. It could have been his AC finished once again. 15 armor, man. That's so much armor.
I'm telling you, Chinese mad with lag. They don't mess around. Sometimes the anger just clouds their judgment. I think they are going to just slow it down right now. They have all the time. Well, they don't have all the time in the world, but I believe they're still ahead. They could Worf to wait for that third Roshan if they want to. And having Aegis and Cheese, I think that's going to be it. But right now, DD doing a very good job pushing out the creep equilibrium, maybe even forcing a tier 2. Maybe.
Yeah, and now DD's problem. This is kind of the problem when you end up getting a double Rax like this. You have to spend all of your time pushing lanes. You can't farm the jungle, and that ends up putting you in a weirder position because you have to pressure on different lanes. Darkseer does actually, he's going to get a Shivas in a second here. He does have the money for it, which will be a nice little AoE slow. Can always help out, but against range carries like Huskar and Venomancer or Viper, it's really not as impactful as it could be.
Other item progression, we see Lich working on his Mecha very, very late in the game. Darkseer, maybe he's gonna go for, I don't know, I feel like Shiva is really good, but I think Hex might be even better, because I almost feel like the Radiant team does not have enough disables against that Huskar. And here comes WE once again. Will this be the time?
Well, there's no tower to fight this time, at least. Viper picks up a Reaver, so he's got extra HP here. And Tidehunter, nothing new. Windrunner sitting on about the same stuff, just an ultimate orb, but I think she had that before. And Huskar once again coming through, no gold for him. Oh my god, did he sell his Boots to Travel and buy treads?
I think he did.
Oh my gosh. Did he drop his treads and buy Boots to Travel, or did he sell his treads to buy Boots to Travel and then change back?
I don't know, but he's low on gold. It don't matter if he wins the game though, right?
Yeah, but he could have just bought like an item that was 1,000 gold that gives him as much as treads gives him. There's the wall replica. Oh man, really bad wall there. Only gonna catch 2 heroes. Big ulti from Tidehunter, and here comes the fall. Venomancer ulti actually gonna catch a lot of illusions, as well as Angel playing the Darkster, but Viper gets trapped in by wards, so he gets picked off immediately.
I think that's fine. If they wait out the wall, they should be it. But no, Link comes right and he's gonna force a fight. He's gonna blink ahead, and that means that you can't really run from this. Look at the army of illusion. There's a blink cyclone. They're gonna focus on the tide, and it seems like DD's gonna fight their way back in this immediate jump, gets shackled up, and the need of BKB is apparent in this team fight. As you can see, he's spending most of his time doing nothing. Another shackle shot. He is graved. Link's gonna get the kill. DD right back in this game. They don't mess around, but look at the fortress as the HP is dropping. I gotta say, the next push should not come on the bot lane. It should be going straight for the throne, because there's not, if you look at the choke here, pushing on the bot tower, it is so clumped. The choke is so small that one wall, one vacuum is gonna mess them up. But if you're pushing the racks, or excuse me, you're pushing the fortress on the mid, you have so much space to dance around, and that one vacuum won't get as many of you guys. I think that's the correct move. But let's see what WE does with it. Here.
I really wish WE just took a super clean game here, but things are getting close. I mean, if Huskar wouldn't have fed that one time after they almost got the mid-racks, he stayed around too long, died there. Just little things like that. Picks up the AC immediately instead of the Crystallis. Could have had an AC 10 minutes ago or something like that. Much more survivability, much more armor for your allies. And that alone, I think, would have made a big difference. We could have seen the game be ended by now. And now it's actually, there's a chance that DD could come back. They keep winning team fights now.
Especially if they get the Aegis and Cheese. This is going to be absolutely huge. 9 seconds or so to Huskar. But I don't think Roshan will survive for that long. This is going to be bad here if Link picks up an Aegis. Oh, man.
Yeah, throw Cheese on maybe like Darkseer or Dazzle or something like that. Just get Dazzle's mana pool up. We'll see. But the wards do get dropped, so they are going to be taking that out most likely. And Dire Team is going to be going in. They're thinking about it. Roshan's going to get picked off before that happens, though. Aegis on the ground. Cheese gets grabbed by the Darkseer. And are we going to see a team fight? They're escaping. Angel does use Surge. And there's no Blink Daggers. I don't think W is going to be able to get in there.
They have a couple of Force Staffs. Maybe they could force.
That's true.
Yeah. No, they're
all
not
they
going
have
to
to
go
do is take out the Fortress, though. So
it's going to be progressively harder and harder. Who picked up Cheese? That's the question. I thought Ross is going to pick it up.
Darkseer has it.
Darkseer has it. Okay, Link has the Aegis. And getting the Aegis was absolutely huge. Not only is another life, that means he's going to buy item without fear of having to save for buyback. And now he has a heart. I'm not too sure where the heart is. I would have gone for Butterfly in this case, because at this point, I don't feel like survival is an issue. His team's doing a very good job surging him, graving him whenever necessary. I think he just needed to do the DPS.
I don't know. I think he's already doing plenty of damage. And if we look at, once again, the items that's coming out of Huskar, he just has a Hyperstone and a Crystallis. He hasn't got any new items for the last 10 minutes, so you know, he has been a little in danger. Anti-Mage has, at least. And at this point, I think he's pretty much unkillable with that heart picked up in the Manta style. So I think WE straight up needs to get the Mega Creeps, or they need to go for the Aegis, or for the Fortress. But it looks like they want to try to take the Rex in an offensive smoke by DD. They're going to be engaging. Is W going to react to it in time? Here comes the wall and the vacuum. It is perfect, and things are not looking good for the initiation on WE there. Chain Frost does come through. All the spells are casted, but they're mostly in a defensive position. Anti-Mage is going to pick off the Huskar. No, he does get Force Staffed away. Is he going to survive? He's getting healed, but no, the ulti goes down and Huskar drops. DD is coming back from this. They win a big team fight, now chasing after the Viper and the Tide. Tide does teleport out. The Viper in some trouble. He's going to get Hex and Shackle coming up. Easy kill there. And that's 3-0.
Perfect decision making here from DD. They know they cannot take another fight in their base. The Raxes are just too low, and they're still doing a very good job keeping the Creequilibrium away, and that's going to allow the Fortress to regen. It's back about half HP. Look at the Creequilibrium on the top and on the mid lanes, very, very far from the base. And again, the WE is losing these fights one after another, and that's, I think they're past their prime. They gotta play this game smart. They cannot lose these team fights. And that Wall of Replica, I'm telling you, it is a broken spell.
It's pretty much the main reason they held in for so long. I would completely agree there. There were so many team fights that, you know, they just didn't have the targets. There were just so many creeps and so many illusions. It's hard to figure out which one's the real one. We do have a double damage on Venomancer, but that's not going to... Actually, he's hitting Link quite hard here. But here comes the Blink Hex from the Shadow Shaman, and we're going to Shackle off in a second. We don't have an ulti from Tide. He's got 70 seconds, and the Force Staff goes back from Venomancer's trying to stay alive. If he does get ulti, he'll go down, but wards get dropped, and we're going to probably see the Spot Rex go down, possibly, but WE is respawning now. Huskar will be coming in, but once again, his damage isn't that high. He's going to Blink ulti. Does not get a kill on the Venomancer because of that pipe being up. Huskar now looking for a kill.
There's a weave being dropped offensively. This Rax HP very low. Do they have the glyph? I do believe they still have the glyph. There's a glyph used being right now. The question is, who are they going to jump on? Who is PCD going to go for? No one right now. Then focus on the wards, because the wards can't be targeted. There's a wall. Vacuum on top of everything. Do they have Ravage? No, they don't. HP dropping on all of the Dire guy. PCD shackled. He is Hex. He's going to go down, and this game's going to go to DD.
I can't believe it, man. WE has got to be slapping themselves right now. They had this game won for sure, but a little too aggressive in a couple locations. They're going to take out the Rex. They're going to drop the mid tower. And they're just going to throne it. They have so many illusions. Oh my god. Man, I am feeling bad for W right now. That's all I can say.
Oh man, immediate buyback. They're going to focus on Link. There's a poison on him. Not going to do enough as another weave and vacuum on top of everything. And look at all those illusions. They're going to ignore as we see Link comes right in against Windrunner. Windrunner gets shackled. He's stunned. He's dead. Ancient Fortress. There's the Ravage. I cannot believe what is happening in this game.
You know, we gotta hand it to DD though. They played that absolutely perfectly. They didn't make any mistakes, you know? They fought against the hill. They were throwing themselves against the hill as W had a giant advantage there, and WE screwed around a little too much, got too many heroes picked off. Huskar bought those boots of travel and sold them and bought treads again. I can't believe that happened. And then at that point the game was over, you know? They started losing the team fights, couldn't take the last racks. They went to dicked around so much, they would have won that.
Wow. I still want to commend WE for pulling this Windrunner Viper lane and Huskar. They played. It was a fun game to watch. I'm not going to take anything away from WE. There's a lot of strategical mistakes. Item choices weren't the best. But damn, it was a very fun game. I think one of these guys should maybe instead of like a Vid booster or whatever they bought, could get up a Vlad's for a little bit better pushing. Maybe one of them should work for Hex. Just better fights. But I think at that point in the game, they felt like, oh, Huskar is so big, all we have to do is tank up and win. But DD was not giving up, and they came back off the back of that broken wall illusion. Ice Rock, if you're watching, please do something about that
Nerf
wall.
it. It was really, really good for sure. Arguably imbalanced as hell. I mean, they just couldn't team fight it. Once the Aghanims was down, and they all went through the wall, they all took tons of damage. The AoE started throwing down by DD, and then just too much stuff to hit. You can't clear those illusions. Maybe they need to take more damage or something like that. Be easier to clear. It's hard to say.
Yep. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed today's broadcast. That's it from us. And of course, we have DD taking the match series 2-0. Hope you guys enjoyed the match. Of course, that was Purge Gamer, and this is Luminous. This is us signing off. See you guys.